Brandon Pierce here, and I want to talk to you today about travel burnout. And we've been traveling as a family for 7 years now, and we've had amazing life-changing experiences and met incredible people, but we've also had many times, and some very extended times, of complete travel burnout, where we just felt done. Now why is that? If you've never traveled before, you may think, how could you possibly get burned out on travel? Isn't it supposed to be relaxing and fun? And the answer is no, because traveling is actually a whole lot of work. First, you have to pick where you're going to go, find where you're going to stay, look up, the area, where everything is, how to get there, how the transportation system works, how the currency works, and the culture, and the language, and the food, where all the food is. There's so much to think about. And then where you're going to go next, so you can do it all over again. It can be really, really fun and exciting, and you can learn a lot. It can be really a life-changing experience. But if you're doing it over and over again every week or two, it can be completely exhausting. So today I want to share with you a few tips that I've used to help avoid travel burnout. Tip 1. Remember why you started traveling in the first place. Think back to before you started traveling. What were the main reasons that got you to take the leap? If you're like me, maybe it was because you felt tired of living in the rat race, doing the same things every day, and feeling stagnant in your personal growth. Or maybe you wanted to give your kids a world-class education by making the world their classroom, experience new cultures and languages, and experience this amazing earth firsthand. Maybe you just wanted better weather, or you may not even know why you started traveling. You just felt called to do it for some reason, felt pulled in that direction as a way to grow. Whatever your reasons, when you feel an onset of travel burnout, take some time to reflect on why you started traveling and on how well your travel has been meeting those goals that you originally set out for. And then you can make some changes and adjustments to be able to meet those goals better moving forward. When we take time to connect back with our why, it can remind us of what's important and why we're doing this, and help give us more energy and enthusiasm to continue the journey. Tip 2. Be willing to change your plans. I think one of the main causes of burnout is when we stop listening to ourselves and our own needs, and we start paying attention to what others expect of us. When traveling as a family, it's important to take into consideration everyone's needs and goals in the family, and to make compromises, but don't compromise your own needs to unhealthy levels. Have the courage to listen to yourself and pay attention to your own needs. Maybe you'll find that your previous expectations of yourself were too high, or that maybe what you thought you wanted wasn't really what you wanted. And if so, well, congratulations, because you've learned something new about yourself, and now you can make a change to better fulfill your needs. Your reasons for traveling may change over time. As we experience new challenges and put ourselves in new circumstances, we're bound to grow and change in different ways when we're out of our comfort zones. So sometimes our goals and our desires change along with that, and that's fine. It's important to be flexible and be willing to flow along with it, rather than stick to a rigid plan of what we thought. This is what I set out to do, and this is what I was doing, and this is what felt right at the time. If it doesn't feel right now, you don't have to continue with it. And sometimes that may mean changing your itinerary. Maybe you feel like you really need a warm tropical place right now, a relaxing beach, or a rural farm. Or maybe you're tired of all the bugs and humidity and just fed up with it and need a cozy apartment in a big city. Whatever it is, pay attention to what you're feeling drawn to, and maybe make a change. Cancel a flight, extend a stay, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Tip 3. Find a healthy pace for you. I'm standing here right now on the balcony of a house we've rented in Nelson, New Zealand for 3 months. Now, 3 months is the longest that we're allowed to stay on a tourist visa without extending. And this pace feels really good for us right now, because it gives us a chance to ease into the community, into the culture, to take our time to see the sights without feeling so rushed. When we are in places for only a week or two, we tend to get in a mindset of go, 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 and we have to see everything. And that can be really fun for a little while, but it's not sustainable. Last year we took a road trip for 2.5 months through Spain and France, hopping around to a new place every few days. And while it was so fun and we saw amazing things and met incredible people, it was so exhausting. And by the end of it, we just were so beaten and worn out, we didn't want to go anywhere for months. So, it's important to find a pace that works for you. Pay attention to how you're feeling. And if it feels like it's time to slow down, then slow down. And take a break. Do something that feeds your soul. And then there's the ever-present fear of missing out. There's so much to see in this world, and sometimes even in a single city, that it would be impossible to see it all in a week, in a month, or sometimes even in a lifetime. So give yourself a break if you can't see it all this trip. You can always come back later and check out the other spots that you missed. Now, during our 3 months here, we have taken several trips around the country and taken days to go out and see sites near the town. But most of the time, really, we're just spending at home, creating, working on projects, spending time as a family, reading, learning, playing, having fun, meeting with friends. We're living. And, that provides us a chance to, for me, creativity is really important. I thrive on being able to work on things I'm passionate about. And if I'm out every day seeing things, it's a real drain on my system. The first couple weeks we were here, we went to a festival and met a local harp teacher who we ended up taking lessons from, and now 3 months later we can all play a version of Pachelbel Canon and a few other pieces. We also enrolled my 10-year-old daughter in a gymnastics class because that's something she's shown an interest in. Those are types of activities that are hard to do, would be almost impossible to do if we weren't staying as long-term as we are. Your family may be completely different. Maybe you've been sitting in the same place for so long that you could handle, going to a new place every week for an entire year. And if so, go for it. But if you start feeling the need to take a break, then listen to that and take a break and do something to recharge. Step 4, create habits of rejuvenation. I find it necessary for me, regardless of the pace of my travel or where I'm at, to create habits and schedule it into my life, periods of reflection, of relaxation for my mind and for my body, to recharge and to learn from my experiences. I try to make sure I get sufficient sleep every night, that I take time to journal and write about my experiences, and to meditate and exercise, and do those things that really fill me up and help recharge my soul, give me energy for the day. And these types of things I do no matter where I'm at in the world, but it's especially important in times where it's more stressful or I'm in a more chaotic environment. Now, like anything, it's possible to use travel as a distraction from the uncomfortable emotions that might be going on inside. So when I take time every day to pause and to reflect on these things, it helps me become more aware of, what are the causes of my emotional distress in life, and to address them, to make sure I'm not just putting a band-aid over it and distracting myself with a lot of stuff outside. Writing about my experiences personally in a journal, but also sharing them on my blog and creating videos like this has also been a really helpful way for me to gain clarity on my life and on what I'm learning through my travel experiences, which help make it feel more worthwhile and also help reduce the burnout. I think it's common to see travel as a vacation, and it's supposed to be relaxing and fun, and we judge ourselves if we feel like we have to take a break. But when you're doing it as a lifestyle, it's important to make sure, really important to take that time. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of taking a vacation and then coming home and feeling like you just need a vacation from your vacation. It's important to take the time every day to recharge yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually so that you can have the energy to keep enjoying your travels. Tip 5, recognize what's good. Sometimes travel burnout can come from focusing too much on the negative aspects of travel. And that's easy to do when you're in a chaotic and noisy and smelly environment and you feel unsafe and you're tired, and it's easy to focus on the negative, but there are always positive things to focus on. I like to remember how fortunate I am even just to be alive and how amazing my life is. If you're traveling long term with your family, you're doing something incredible that most people in the world only ever dream of doing. And chances are, you're inspiring them just by your actions and helping others to think more about what they want in life and tuning into what's holding them back. You're creating memories with your kids that will build a foundation for them that will last a lifetime, helping them have confidence to know how to navigate the world and understand better how it works. Regardless of your circumstances, take time to appreciate the good you've done in your life, the good you are doing, the person you are, and the amazing life that you're living. I say these things because this is what I need to tell myself when I'm having a hard time. I remind myself that I love myself and I love my life and I'm grateful and happy to be doing what I'm doing, because sometimes, honestly, I'm not. I struggle just like most people with feelings of insecurity. I wonder if I'm doing the best thing that I can be doing with my life, and if I'm doing the most good that I can, if I'm living up to my potential, and I judge myself against an ideal of perfection that I'm still trying to figure out, and I get discouraged when I don't match up. But I'm getting better at recognizing when those thoughts are unhelpful and replacing them with ones that are more empowering. I take time to remember the good I'm doing in the world, the people I'm serving through my business, through the charities I'm donating to, the people I'm inspiring through my blog and through these videos to tune into what's important to them and live the life of their dreams. And I'm giving my family the experience of a lifetime and showing my kids how to appreciate the gift of life. When I focus my thoughts there, I feel excited and grateful, and the feelings of travel burnout take a back seat. I think if we can focus on what's already going well in our lives and the ways we're already making a difference, it can make it much easier to move through the hard moments and to avoid travel burnout. So those are my 5 tips for overcoming travel burnout. I hope you found them helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you've experienced travel burnout, please share your story below and what you've done to help overcome it. If you'd like to hear more videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit my website at pierceonearth.com and subscribe to my newsletter to get regular updates. Thanks for listening. Remember to live well and enjoy life now.